Prepárese mi gente para gozar. La sonora carruseles le va a tocar. Prepárese mi gente para gozar. La sonora carruseles le va a tocar. Ya la quepa, a la quepa, ya la quepa, a la quepa, ya la quepa, a la quepa.
How'd the show go?
Good!
Yeah, how do you feel right now?
Happy!
Why? Because it's over?
Yeah!
How many times have you performed?
Like 4.
Okay, and yourself?
5.
5. And
This performance?
¿cuántos veces?
I don't know, that is too many. Because I started when I was 4, so...
You can't remember, huh?
No.
Let me ask, how many times have you performed? With this group?
With the what?
With Salsa Juventud?
Five, maybe one.
5. How many times have you performed with Salsa Juventud?
3 times.
3. Well, you did well.
Okay.
Yeah, let's do that.
Hi.
Hi. Hey, tell me your name again.
Lindsay Eshelman.
Okay. So, Lindsay,
Yes.
when did you start with these guys?
About 2 years ago.
And how often do you perform? Or approximately, like, how many times a year?
I'm gonna roughly say around this year, maybe about 5 or 6 times we performed this year.
Okay. And let's see, how many times do you practice a week?
This week it's been 4 times, getting ready for this performance here.
Yeah.
But usually we practice 2 days a week.
That's good.
For at least an hour.
Uh-huh.
Better for 2 hours, actually.
Do you have a particular goal for the group that you're working on at the moment, or besides the usual? Or
one big goal for me is to keep them out of trouble. When I was younger, when I was 12, 13, which is, you know, a lot of our kids are around that age,
Right.
10, 11, 12, 13, I got in a lot of trouble. That was a really difficult time for me, and I wasn't in any activities, I wasn't dancing, I wasn't into any sports, and I caused my parents a lot of grief. I was in a lot of trouble. And if there's anything that I can do to give back to kids, to keep them away from drugs, to keep them out of trouble, and do something that I really enjoy, which is dancing and teaching choreography,
yeah.
then I'm all about it.
Well, that's great.
So,
of course, it's kind of a paradox, but usually the kind of kids that get involved in this, for the most part, aren't the ones that are going to be in trouble, you know. But
right.
there are always a few, huh?
You never know, though.
Yes.
You never know. So, my hope is that in some way I can make a change, or that I have made a change.
I'm sure you have.
So,
Yeah.
so